This video app review is brought to you by the iPhoneAppReview.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Luke Patrick with the iPhoneAppReview.com. We're slinging out yet another iPhone and iPad video review today, this time taking a look at an app called Componendo, I believe is how it's pronounced, Music Arranger, and this is available on the iPad. This app is kind of in the same vein as a lot of other synthesizer and or music apps that we've seen for iOS. That is, it offers a kind of a basic way to create music from your iOS device without any specific musical knowledge. In that sense, it's actually quite fantastic, and we're going to show you some of that functionality in just a second. But it is worth noting right off the bat that you don't have to be an expert musician to know how to use Componendo. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and slap it and get straight into things. Here is the main interface. And essentially what this app does is gives you an easy way to create different chord variations and musical arrangements using just simple touch interface mechanics. So for instance, if I want to play a chord, I simply tap the chord and then it'll do it. I do have this set so that it will actually hold the note as opposed to you holding it yourself, which you can set in the settings. We'll show you the settings in just a second. What's neat about this app is that it arranges all of these chords in this way. And you can simply click on the ones that are blinking here to create musical arrangements that are in key and appropriate. So for instance, if I hit 36, this little 36 spot right there, then I have an arrow telling me to hit 27, and then 16, which creates a nice sort of transitional flair to the piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so you can hear it again. Exactly like that. Or you can do the same with any of these arrows that are here. So stuff like that. And also, as you notice, there's a keyboard along the bottom that does function exactly as you'd hope it would. So it is a keyboard, which is nice, and of course there's also multi-touch support, which is nice. Sorry for the poor playing there. It is kind of hard to do this actually with just two fingers, but it's actually quite easy otherwise to play the keyboard as you would expect. There's a couple other variations that are nice. For instance, if you hold a chord, you get a C major 7, however you hit variation, you get a C major 9 instead, so you get a slightly different chord, but it's still in the same family, so musically, it still fits and still complements your piece. And likewise, there are all kinds of chords all over the place, as you can see, that are available for you to play with. There's a couple other interesting elements too. You can set the instrument to be either an acoustic piano or a tenor sax. The sax itself sounds okay. It's not the greatest synthesizer we've ever heard, but then again, it is it's decent. So that's the most we could expect from this. Whereas the rhythm tracks themselves are actually quite nice. You have a handful of different rhythm settings to choose from. We're going to go to the 8-beat 268, and then hit back, and then simply hit the keyboard, and you can hit the drums. And then there they go. So you can create musical beats alongside the drums. So exactly like that. A little bit of poor timing there at the end. Sorry about that, guys. And of course, you can hit the keyboard alongside as well. And if you want the drums to stop, you simply hit this button. For those of you wondering, there is a recording function involved, and that is involved here with a song. You hit record and you record any kind of chord samples that you want, hit play, and then you can have them back. You can delete or load anything that's on here as well. As far as recording goes, we might have liked a little bit more of this, especially in terms of taking, say, things that we've created and then being able to load them via Sonoma Audio Copy Paste into other applications, because we have lots of audio editors on our iPad, and we wish that we could have integrated this slightly better. We also wish that there was a little bit more control over key functionality. There's not really much at the moment. You can go in here and change the keyboard itself, and a couple different variations on the settings, but there's no real, in terms of GarageBand, where you set it to say C major and then get a whole breadth of chords, or even like in GarageBand where you set it to a specific key, and then each individual keyboard, it's not necessarily a keyboard, but each key produces a note that's within key, so you don't need musical knowledge there. You can just tap along to the keys, and it gives you the appropriate note on the scale. There's none of that here. However, it is worth noting that Componendo has a very fantastic interface. We did really enjoy the fact that these chords are so easy to use, and very ergonomic in terms of not having any prior knowledge. You can simply create all kinds of different, interesting and very jazzy transitions. And any musician will tell you that these kind of transitions are, take a long time to master on any instrument, especially piano or guitar or anything like that. And this simplifies that a lot by just giving you these simple, basic transitions to work with, which is nice. We also appreciate the drum tracks immensely, and the recording functions that are here are nice as well. So at the end of the day, we really enjoyed this. We have taken a lot of time to review most of the musical applications that are out there for the iPad and iPhone, so we have a pretty idea of how these things go, and we have to admit this one is rather fantastic. The interface itself is nice. The design could be slightly better in terms of just sheer aesthetics. It doesn't look quite as good as, say, any of the core gaps that are out there. But then again, aesthetics are kind of secondary to functionality, and the functionality is great. So with that in mind, we're going to give Componendo a solid 4 out of 5 star rating from us here at the iPhoneAppReview.com. And that's pretty much all we have to say about it. And with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. And well, I guess before I do that, I want to encourage you guys to check out all the other videos that are on our YouTube channel. We're always pumping content out there, as well as to the iPhoneAppReview.com, where our written reviews go. So feel free to check out both of those places. And in the meantime, this has been Componendo, which we've given a 4 out of 5 star rating. I've been Luke Patrick, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We'll check you later. Bye.